Alrighty then, so good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, folks. My name's Jake Kelta. Thanks you all for stopping by this Sunday. And once more, thanks for all the support last Sunday. I was really on my A game, but now I feel like I'm actually on the ball. And let's get the ball rolling with a wonderful thriller from the director and producer Don Siegel. 1971's Dirty Harry, starring, of course, the legendary Clint Eastwood, the impeccable Andy Robinson, the demented score of Lalo Schifrin, and the magical city of San Francisco. Now, this is, of course, the iconic tale of Harry Callahan, a San Francisco cop who has to go head-to-head with the very, 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 very twisted killer known as the Scorpio Killer. Totally not a Zodiac clone, by the by, who is essentially wreaking havoc with the bureaucracy of the San Francisco PD and the politics of San Francisco in general. So, in short, this is going to be a film of vigilante justice. Enough said. Now, how is this executed? Well, for starters, the cinematography and editing should be mentioned hand in hand because they are probably the main reasons why this film does work so well as, say, an action film and as a thriller. The cinematography is like the threshold between 68's Bullet with Steve McQueen and Robert Vaughn and 74's French Connection with Roy Scheider and Gene Hackman. In essence, it's that transition from rather stylish yet very polished Hollywood. Although, to be fair, Bullet did get down on the streets and could get gritty if it needed to, but it did still feel slightly polished to a degree, to the overall documentarian nature of films like The French Connection. It serves as that threshold because certain sequences in the film are absolutely brilliantly stylized, such as the park sequence, or the sequence in the stadium. However, others are very gritty and very urban-esque. There is, of course, the Eastwood-directed sequence of the suicide jumper, in which Eastwood is up on a boom lift, and the work and the camera work is basically all handheld, creating this very visceral, very realistic feel. Now, I myself am not always a fan of handheld camera work, but I feel that it does work to the film's advantage in this instance. And the editing also does serve well. It heightens the action and it creates tension and also helps to keep the pace on track. The suspense portions do have to move slowly, but whenever there's a burst of action, oh boy does it cut through. Such as the very tense trip to the park, in which in one instance Dirty Harry has to confront a bunch of thugs. And so, bam, 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 like a lot of Harry's shots, the film keeps cutting and cutting and cutting to create this very kinetic fight sequence, and it works absolutely brilliantly. Now, with that said, I mentioned Eastwood. Let's talk about Eastwood here as an actor more than anything else, because his role as Dirty Harry is absolutely just jaw-dropping. He is able to take the wonderful dialogue of the script, and he delivers it with this raw, dry charisma that is just absolutely impeccable, to be quite frank. Particularly what I like to call the Magnum monologue, the iconic, diatribe that ends with, "You gotta ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?" That entire paragraph is made by Eastwood's delivery. He delivers that like a freaking 2-day express shipping promise that actually, happens. He is just all over over those lines. And it really does show off the nature of his character when it comes to vigilantism. Because when it comes to vigilantism, Dirty Harry is no nonsense, yet he likes to rub in the victory. He's not like most other, he's not of the bureaucratic nature in which it's just like, read them their rights, cuff them boys, chuck them in the car, and let's drive to the jailhouse. No, he likes to relish in these crooks getting what's coming to them. And it genuinely is it's a rewarding feel, but also the way he does it is in just such a brilliant manner. Now, Andy Robinson should also not go unnoticed, for his role as the Scorpio Killer is just absolutely madness in the best possible way. Robinson was chosen because he did not look like a killer, and even his outfit sometimes does not entail that he's a killer, including the famous peace sign belt buckle, which totally does not reflect his character in the slightest, and that's perfect for the intentions of Don Siegel, for he wants to essentially show that that the killer has his own illusion of himself, that he's not this crazy, villainous creature. And I say that because he can get outright insane. Like, the sequence in the park, he loses it when Harry goes for his leg with a knife. It's a very incredible sequence. And of course, the finale is, well, a testament to his insanity, as it is a testament to Harry's vigilantism. But all in all, Robinson really does make the film, for he provides this perfect antagonist that does not look like an antagonist, that's not supposed to look like an antagonist, but is completely into being an antagonist. That is just brilliant acting through and through on his part. Although he can get a little over the top at times, it still works to the character's benefit. And with that said, I should probably also just go straight for the screenwriting. The themes of vigilantism and the nature of Dirty Harry, of Harry Callahan going against the system, trying to actually bring down justice, whether it's by the book or not, is very well handled through the hurdles that Harry has to go through in order to deliver said justice, in which either he has to jump over the insane demands of the Scorpio Killer or the insane hurdles placed by the San Francisco PD. That, all in all, really does make it very refreshing for that insane finale. I'm just going to leave it as an insane finale because it should be watched. Probably so many of you have seen stills from the finale if you've ever gotten a chance to watch this film, but all in all, it's just a jaw-dropping experience. And it really does hammer home the message, especially with one of the very famous pieces of imagery, which I think I can give away, but it's definitely more powerful in the context. It is, of course, the image of Dirty Harry chucking his badge into a pond, which essentially can serve as a symbolic act of shedding, shall we say, the shackles of the bureaucracy of the police department. That is pretty deep stuff, in my humble opinion. So, with all that said, what is my final verdict on Dirty Harry? In this streamlined review, I will put it this way. Dirty Harry is a well-acted, well-shot, well-scored, and well-written, and I might also add well-directed, because a lot of this does come down to Don Siegel just knowing how to handle this kind of thriller. He pulls no punches, yet at the same time, his unadulterated presentation of everything really does help the film. He'll show you everything you need to see in order to get the message across, and that's what I really appreciate about Siegel in this case. So, all in all, it's just all around a very well-made film. My only gripes are my personal beef with handheld cinematography, the fact that Andy Robinson can occasionally go a little over the top, if not excessively over the top, but either way, it does play into his insanity, so I can let that slide. But also the fact that some of Lalo Schifrin's score just sometimes is not good on the ears. So, with all that said, what do I rate this thing? I rate this a go out and see it. Yeah, I'm not going to do any of those numbers or any of that stuff. I highly recommend this film. Go out and see it. Whether you have to go borrow a copy, whether you have to stream it, whether you have to get it on DVD, VHS, Blu-ray. Yeah, I know people who still have VHS players. Believe it or not, they're still a thing. So, with all that said, I hope you all enjoy this exceptionally disorganized review, and I will soon expound upon my thoughts of Dirty Harry in a blog post that corresponds to this video, and I will be linking the video, actually I will be embedding the video onto the blog. So, with all that said, hope you all have a wonderful day. I will catch you all next Sunday, and once more, my thoughts on Dirty Harry, go out and check this crazy film. Trust me, after this, you really will be feeling lucky. Have a good day. Catch you next Sunday. Peace. Wow, that's a terrible cutaway shot, isn't it? Well, gonna have to live with it.